Hey everyone, so this is my review of Code Black Season 2, Episode 12, called 1 Million. And basically what this episode is about is that Leanne goes against Campbell's orders when she sends off a helicopter to pick up a family to be reunited possibly one last time. And this was a really interesting and kind of sad episode that had a lot of kind of really great moments to it. And like the whole beginning opener sort of moments with the helicopter crash and seeing how injured all the people are from that was just really, really sad. But the one part that was kind of slightly confusing was the patient that they were taking in the helicopter. How unscathed he seemed to be from all the helicopter crash compared to the two pilots. That was a little kind of odd, but it guess I could come up with possible reasons why that happened. I really enjoyed seeing that whole story that one of the pilots said when he was in the ER and stuff about how he has this mentality that when he drops a patient off at the hospital, as he's flying away, he has this firm belief that every patient he drops off eventually lives and stuff like that. So then him actually seeing this ER and seeing people who might not live or hearing about people who died and stuff like that, that was a very interesting sort of take to see how he took everything because of that. And I really enjoyed all the scenes with Nora and Ethan where they're working to try and find ways to communicate with this autistic little girl, and them working through all this stuff to try and get her to communicate with them where her pain is and how she's feeling and stuff like that. The way they eventually did that was really, really interesting and really clever. And then Angus and Mario sort of competing and being very angry at each other was very interesting to see, especially with how well they've been working in the past almost season and a half, or I guess maybe a whole season, comparing half of last season and so far half of this season. So seeing them fighting again was a little odd, but I also understand that whole dynamic that Mario brings up in this episode, where if Angus really wanted to, he could pretty much have everything granted to him because of his father and his father's power. But Mario has lived his whole life sort of having to prove and fight for what he wants almost constantly, so that was very kind of interesting to see that dynamic brought up, because it is kind of true for the two of them. And then I really enjoyed the moments with Elliot and all his scenes where he's standing up to this very almost aggressive father and all that stuff, him finding his footing, and all those moments were really great small moments that they threw into this episode. And I really enjoyed the ending between Leanne and Campbell, where Leanne brings up the point that not everything in medical is really broken down to just being science. Sometimes there are miracles that just happen, and that was really kind of a cool thing that they decided to throw in there. And then the ending scenes with seeing who of the residents eventually got the position of being an assistant medical person for this basketball team that I can't remember the name of was very interesting, with who Leanne eventually picked. I was very surprised by who she picked, but I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to say anything else about it. But still, it is very, very surprising. And just overall, this was a really entertaining and very interesting episode that I just can't wait to see what else they're going to do. So yeah, that's my review of Code Black Season 2, Episode 12, called 1 in a Million. So